What's going on YouTube? Matt from GarageMC here. In today's video, we're going to do something that I completely hate doing. Yeah, we're just going to get into it. But we're going to wrap the seat that goes to the Yamaha Blaster. This one right here, guys. I know the duct tape looks fantastic, spectacular, whatever word you want to use, but it's got to go. Here's a seat cover we're going to use. Usually I opt to just buy another seat, but you know, it's for a Blaster. Not really trying to put that much money into it. We're going to do the oil injection cutoff kit in another video on the Blaster, and also a proper tours delete, because believe it or not, that shit's still on there. Anyway, so what we're going to do to get started, we're going to have to pull all of these staples out. We're going to need some various tools to do this. I got some different shaped needle nose pliers, little sturdier ones, smaller ones, pair of dikes, thin flathead screwdriver, and then when we go to put the seat back on, possibly a heat gun. Sometimes it makes it a little easier depending on what type of material you're working with. If you heat it up, it will be a little bit more pliable. I had also taken the seat cover, the new one, out of the package and let it lay out like in the sun for the day, just to get the creases out of it. And also, you can do it with a hand stapler if you have like one where the staple goes in, the trigger is reversed, so you're pushing down. But for like 20 bucks, you can go to Walmart and buy one of these. It's pneumatic, no more than 110 psi, but use 1/4-inch staples. T50 is what these take, T50 staples. Sometimes you can get away with 3/8-inch long staples, but 1/4-inch is more preferable. But let's start taking the old staples out of the seat. So I'll do a couple with you, and then I will finish it off camera. It's very usually simple. They usually come right out, but you do want to get all of these out. Sometimes they pull out like that, where one side comes out. That's where your needle nose come in. Sometimes I've had to snip them in half and then pull them out. It really depends on how long they've been in the plastic and how rusted they are. So I have all of the staples pulled out of the plastic. You know, some popped right out with a flathead screwdriver. I just went around and did them all first, and then came back around with the needle nose and then pulled whatever ones were still stuck. So let's go ahead and pull this off, and we'll get a look at what shape our foam is in. Also, if you're somebody that cares, like myself, this is also a good time to, this is also a good time to scrub the seat pan and get this nice and clean. This one's still wet from when I washed the quad. That's great. So our foam is in pretty good shape, other than this little spot right here. But when you put the new cover on there, you're not going to see any of that. Everything will be, you know, it'll all squish together. You won't see it, hopefully. All right, so here's the seat pan. Our plastic is in pretty good shape. All the rubber bushings are still on there. The hooks that hook into the frame, or the stay on the frame for the seat, not sure on a Blaster. I believe it's a bolted on stay. Don't quote me on that. Our latch is good, obviously. So I am going to, off camera real quick, rinse this off so we have a nice, fresh, clean piece to work with. So our seat pan cleaned up pretty damn good. This is obviously rub from it sitting on the frame, and you know, because it does move around a little bit when you sit on it. But our surface where our foam goes to is nice and clean. We have a nice path to follow with the new staples where the old ones came out of. Cleaned up really good. Just used awesome degreaser. You guys know the stuff I like to use. Sprayed it down, scrubbed it with a soft brush. One time, that was it. Rinsed it off, dried it off with a towel. So you can either just set the foam on it because it's kind of form fitted, or if you want, you could take a little spray glue, like 3M Super 77, I think it's called, or whatever type of spray glue you get. It's not super necessary. I'm going to put one layer on there just to help hold the foam down, but like I said, you really don't need to. but that's what I'm gonna do. All right, I got a nice layer of spray glue. This is what I had around. I think that you can get this at Walmart. I like the 3M Super 77, or the stuff that's like real stringy when you spray it, but this is what I had. Like I said, not that important because the seat cover is obviously gonna hold it on there. I put a little extra in these little grooves that correspond with the foam because that's where it's gonna get its most grip from. So let's go ahead and place this on there. Make sure it's nice and seated in those grooves. Some things I know make it easier is if you have a block of wood, like where the arch in the seat is, it helps you hold the new seat cover down and get it in position a little bit better. I don't want to smudge the new seat, even though, yes, I know it's going on an ATV. I get it. It's going to get fucked up. But I'll go ahead and put a towel down. Let's go ahead and grab our new seat cover. Make sure we're in the correct orientation. Something like this. This is the rear, obviously. So, going to the most directions with seat covers you get tell you to start with the front of the seat. Maybe put 1 to 3 staples only in the center, with the understanding that you might pop those back off as you work the seat into the position that you like it to be in. So this is like about what we're looking to do, is get the seam line around it like so. I'm going to go ahead and make sure as center as it feels it is, which it is. So see where our old staples are, or were, should I say. I'm going to do 3. Now the reason you're using 1/4 inch staples is if you obviously depress the foam, you don't feel something sharp poking you. And we're going to at least get it in the area of where it should be. I will definitely tell you guys it's a lot easier with a pneumatic staple than doing it by hand. All right, so let's see where we get with this, guys. It looks like it actually fits pretty decent. This is a little bit easier at seaming. You know, I don't want to regret saying this, but because of the multi-piece shape that it is, it's not one, obviously, so this might stretch a little better than some of the other ones you see on the market. I would like to get this sewn edge over the lip here. Where are we at with the old staples? All right. Put a couple in there, actually. So I'm going to continue stretching this around. A couple staples here and there. You don't want to go ham putting staples in, just in case you got to pull them back out. So I'm doing like 1 every, what's that, 5 inches or so. Like I said, you might have to re-pull them back out. Let's see, we're starting to, just getting some wrinkles up here a little bit, but I think we can manipulate those out. This is where having this block of wood helps, guys. Oh man, pneumatic staple gun makes a huge difference. Not sitting here fighting the damn thing. Alright, let's see what we're looking like here. It's kind of going the direction I want it to go in. Like we could probably stretch it a little more. That's why I'm saying you only put a staple every 5 or 6 inches, because you're more than likely gonna have to pull a few out. But no big deal. looking here. I'm liking this area so far. Obviously, we'll get it a little tighter. I don't want to completely lose the Yamaha logo. So that's about as far as we can go with the back, obviously. I had pulled the staples out of this corner here because as I started working the wrinkles from the back forward, as you guys can see, this was that damaged part in the cushion here. But as you work the seat forward, the seat cover that is, you'll notice that to keep these out, the sides wanted to be stretched a little bit more. See where I'm going with that? So I'm going to pull this nice and tight. Like I said before, this is where this block of wood comes in nice and handy. Pull on it. Get this nice and stretched. You could compress the foam a little bit to get a little bit more. Now I'm going to start putting more staples in it here, guys, because you want it to have a good, secure holding to the seat pan, because I'm going to be pulling on the other side as well to stretch it around. So I'm happy with that. I didn't start going up over the bend yet, so I'm going to go ahead and pull these couple out right here, and we'll see where that gets us. You want to be careful pulling these out. You don't want to like damage the seat cover, obviously, but all right. So you see where, this is why I'm saying I didn't go up over the curve yet and start pulling it, because when we pull that, that will take that out like so. So we're getting there. We're getting there. I went around the corner real quick here. I anchored down the whole rear, down both sides. The edges, you kind of just pleat them and then staple them. Obviously, when it's done, you'll take a nice sharp razor blade and cut all the excess off. I mean, or you could leave it if you want. It looks really friggin' good. I think it looks nice and even. I took the staples out of the front here because I think we can get it a little bit better. Plus this seamed edge here, this stitched edge, is supposed to be around the plastic. So we're going to pull this as much as we can here. Stretch it a little bit. Go ahead and use the block of wood in our favor. So you can see the double stitch right there. So I'm trying to get that past the plastic. So I will put one in the center again. I'm going to put a few at a time because there's a lot of tension on this right now. I think we're looking pretty good, guys. Got to do these corners right here, and that's it. Obviously, other than trimming off the excess. Get this pulled nice and tight. If any of you are wondering, I am on my second row of staples in the staple gun. You're wondering just how many it's going to take. All right. I think you guys get the point. I'm going to go ahead and finish staple this and trim off the excess on the inside, and then I'll show it to you guys in a second. But it's looking pretty good now that we re-pulled those staples from the front and pulled it nice and tight. That's taking that out of there pretty good. You know, as good as it's going to get anyway. So let me trim it up, finish staple it, do with you guys in a second, and I'll piece these out. Well, guys, there it is. Here's the seat cover. I think it came out pretty good. I cut off all the excess. I found out what was driving me nuts about how the Yamaha logo on the back was sitting. If you notice, the print is not straight on the seat cover. So if the person that made this is watching, step your game up. Anyway, if you guys don't know yet, we have been doing live chats or live streams a few times a week. I usually post a short the day of that I'm going to do it that night. We just sit around bullshit and we're talking about quads. Everybody's, you know, so far we've been having a good time. Any of my subscribers that are usually in live streams, go ahead and throw comments down there and let people know what they're missing. I was cracking up the other night, guys. We were joking about shit and laughing. It was a good time. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you guys for joining me today to do this shit that I just hate to do, which is rewrapping seats. But I will say it came out pretty damn good. So, like I said, thank you for joining me. I'll see you guys in the garage next time. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe. I answer all my comments. If you don't know, go ahead and throw one down there and try me out. I'll see you guys in the next one.